Last but not least, let's look at the whitelist rule. This rule lets you add addresses to the whitelist, restricting access to your method only to approved ones. So let's go ahead and add this rule. Here, to demonstrate the rule in action and force our transaction to fail, I'm going to leave the address field empty. This means we'll be adding a whitelist rule with no addresses, which effectively blocks everyone from calling the method. In a real-world scenario, you would fill in this field with the addresses you want to allow, and you can even add multiple addresses if necessary. Now, let's save it. Let's wait a few seconds for the transaction to confirm and the rule to be enabled. Once it's active, the whitelist restriction will take effect. Now let's go back to the Actions tab and simulate a transaction against our monitored contract. This step will be familiar. We'll run the action manually and confirm the parameter values just like before. Since we added a whitelist rule with no addresses, we expect the transaction to fail. Let's run it. Let's go back to the Executions tab to track the transaction on-chain and verify how it was processed under the new whitelist rule. As you can see, the transaction failed and reverted just as expected. This confirms that the whitelist rule is working properly and blocking all calls since no addresses were allowed. Now let's go back to the firewall under our monitored contract. Here we can see the alert triggered by the whitelist rule. The system shows the error whitelist address denied, marked with a critical severity. Alongside this, we can also see key details such as the transaction hash, timestamp, and the rule that was applied. Just like with the other rules we tested, clicking on details reveals even more context about the blocked transaction. In addition to alerts for violations, we can also see alerts for change operations. These appear whenever a rule is modified, enabled, or disabled, giving us full visibility into configuration updates. Finally, on the analytics screen, we can see the alerts history chart. This visualization provides a clear overview of all firewall activity over time. Each bar shows the number of alerts generated by different rules, such as deny list, transfer limit, whitelist, and withdrawal limit, along with the total count of failed transactions. This gives us a quick way to monitor patterns and verify that our firewall rules are working as intended. Alright, that brings us to the end of this video. We went through how to set up and test different firewall rules, and we saw how the alerts and analytics help keep everything in check. I hope this gave you a clear idea of how the firewall works in practice. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.